I'm Tom Morgan, coming to you from the Microsoft Ignite live stage. Sitting next to me is Vesa Jivanen, and we are here to talk about all the interesting ways that you can kickstart your enterprise and ISV development with ready-to-use components and controls. Vesa, it's great to see you here at Ignite. For everybody who doesn't know, can you just give a little bit of a brief background into what you and your team do?
Sure. So I'm a principal program manager from the SharePoint OneDrive Dev Platform Engineering, and my responsibilities are really the open source community and let's say customer partner engagement. So making sure that people understand how we can extend OneDrive and SharePoint in a recommended ways.
Interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of kind of outreach and like community work.
Yep.
Okay.
So a lot of we do weekly video blogging podcasts, community calls. We actually have one community call at least in 1 week, and then really focusing on the modern ways of extending SharePoint and OneDrive. So SharePoint framework, the modern portals, and what you can do with that, and how do we integrate that in the larger Microsoft 365 experience.
And the SharePoint community, it's big, right? It's one of the feels like it's one of the bigger ones. Like, what's it like to deal with those guys?
Sure. So SharePoint has a long history, and I've been working with SharePoint since 2006 in Microsoft, which is actually horrifying. It's 13 years, which is like, wow, time flies when you're having fun. But the ecosystem is really large, and it was already, let's say, the community was formed before we went to the cloud. And there's a lot of people who are still meeting each other here in Ignite. You run into old friends from a decade ago still. And that's really the power of the community as well. I'm sure if you think about nowadays the Office 365, Microsoft 365, so it's not just about SharePoint anymore. So a lot of the people are extending to wider areas as well. But still, every single week, SharePoint Saturdays somewhere in the world, a lot of events. It's super active community, definitely.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see. And it feels like there's a lot of kind of activity happening between both the community and the engineering team.
Sure.
And that's really good to see. Is that something Microsoft is actively pushing, or is it just happening because it happens, right?
So sure, in a Microsoft side, or within a SharePoint ecosystem, we had such a long historical, let's say, not package, that sounds bad, but historical history. So it's kind of accruing into this model where a lot of the, let's say, even ex-MVPs are nowadays working in Microsoft. So they work first for the community, first with like Mikael Svensson is a good example, who works in a Microsoft Search nowadays.
Yep.
And that means that there's a lot of like networking, there's connections, and then we don't want to disconnect. We want to actually engage with the community, because that way we know in engineering what is actually needed. As an example, I used to be a consultant in Microsoft Services.
Oh, you did?
So for 8 years, first consultant, then senior, then principal, and then was lucky enough to jump to the engineering. But that was the time when we met the community, met the MVPs, customers, and partners, and all of those connections still apply. So we work together with MVPs on a day-to-day basis in our open source projects and the community design.
What's that like? Because you can't tell them what to do, right?
Yeah.
Do you tell them what to do? Like,
do I tell what to do for MVPs?
Yeah.
Well, it's a how would I put it? It's a conversation, having a discussion, and empowering community and MVPs to be part of us, and the community MVP to succeed as well. So I would say my job is more on facilitating, telling where we are heading openly and transparently, communicating not only towards the MVPs, but also for the wider community as well. So in our weekly community calls, we talk about quite actually openly our thoughts and direction. We don't promise what we're going to deliver and when, but we quite openly talk about what's going to happen.
Nice.
And that helps on then, obviously, community to understand where they should be bidding, rather than guessing where the Microsoft is heading.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's really interesting. Let's talk about the SharePoint PMP initiative.
Sure.
So, if I don't know what the SharePoint PMP initiative is, help me out.
What is it?
What is it?
So like 5 years ago, or 5 or 6 years ago, it really started as a grassroots effort. So there was technically there was two consultants who started internally in Microsoft first, building reusable components and patterns of how to transform people moving from on-premises to the cloud. So really, it wasn't something like somebody in a higher level said, let's build a community. No. It really started as a grassroots. People started building. We started first with a internal tooling, then we went to the Codeplex, then we went to the GitHub, then marketing was like, hey, so we should actually rename the effort. I'm not going to even tell.
Became a thing.
Exactly, exactly. And then they started promoting that. It was first Office 365 patterns and practices, and then whenever we needed to make sure that SharePoint framework will be successful, I moved to the SharePoint engineering, and then we renamed that for SharePoint PnP. Now, to be fair, nowadays we should actually, again, rename that to be more than SharePoint, because it is more than SharePoint.
Yeah, and it's a collection of what, controls?
It's a collection of controls, components, samples. We have multiple different open source projects. So we have CLI, open source CLI for Office 365. There's a PnP PowerShell, so 400 PowerShell commandlets. There's reusable reference solutions, controls for React-based controls for SPFX. We have more than 500 samples available, which from most of them have been contributed by the community. Which thank you for everybody actually working with us on that. So it's really around, there's multiple things happening, and the MVPs who are working closely with us are then kind of leading their own individual sub-efforts, so to say. So open source projects, and then they have their own MVPs and group of people they work with.
So you should not be building these things from scratch if you're a developer. If you're coming into this for the first time, friends don't let friends not use the initiative.
So that's the whole idea of the SharePoint PnP or the Office 365 Dev PnP initiative. So we want to give you a starting point. And actually, it does start from the thinking that when I started in Microsoft with SharePoint 2007, which is a decade ago, 13 years ago, there was no documentation. There was no samples. There was nothing. And it was kind of a mind-blowing that, well, do I really need to figure all of this out by myself? So nowadays, we really want to make sure that if you come as a new developer to this area, or if even though you're experienced developer, we provide additional value for you, so you can be more productive as a day-to-day work as a developer, and you don't need to worry about basics. So you can concentrate on the business logic and all of that stuff.
Perfect, perfect. So I was talking to some friends last night, and they told me that I need to go and have a look at Lookbook.
Yep.
Now, I think that you can help me with that, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
What is this Lookbook?
So SharePoint Lookbook is something, it's related on the PnP initiative, because in the PnP initiative, we started creating this tenant templating engine for Office 365, and you can automate multi-site collection, Teams configuration, user profiles, OneDrive using this templating model, which is an open source model being used by thousands and thousands of customers every single month. But then as part of this transition, when we go from SharePoint, classic SharePoint, we're in this kind of a transition to the modern SharePoint, and we want to drive modern SharePoint experience, portal experiences. We want to make sure that customers can easily understand what's possible with SharePoint. And we're using this open source community tooling to expose reusable templates in internet for anybody to take advantage. So you can actually go, let me actually show that.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could show us a demo, that'd be amazing.
So this is kind of it's a marketing site which we have built up in the lookbook.microsoft.com. So it's really easily remember the location. You can go there and have a look on what kind of templates are available. There's a different set of templates. Behind of the scenes, all of this stuff, what you're seeing, is being built on top of open source community work. Sure, this is a marketing site, and it demonstrates something like you can go and have a look on the template, and you can see the template, really cool looking template. You can have a look on how it has been built, what are the things, what are the features enabled on it. But more importantly, you can actually click add to your tenant. And that then starts the provisioning process. And all of this technology behind of this provisioning service and the templating, everything else, open source, available for anybody to take that advantage.
And that, for me, that's really good, because the design, the layout, the thought, that takes time and it takes effort, it takes money. I don't have any of those things. So, and I'm not a designer. I know I'm not a designer. So having those templates, that's really valuable. That's really good. And so I can just look through the templates, pick one I like, add it to my site.
You can add it to your tenant. It's nothing more than actually filling up the fields. Let's say I'll just make sure that I don't actually have a URL taken on it. It's going to validate the URL against the tenant. We're good to go. Click provision. It's going to validate the tenant setup that everything is ready to go. And if something is missing based on a selected template, it's going to say that. Now it's just a confirmation. I'll click that one, and within a few minutes, I will have a site collection ready with example content, example images, and all of that stuff. And one, like I said, the website itself, open source. You can actually
So
take it, you can build your own, you can build a customer-specific experience out of it. It is using Azure AD, it is using Graph, it's using all of that stuff. It's also the templates themselves, open source.
So once you get it, you can change it, you can look into it and figure out how it's put together.
Exactly.
Kind of like a best practice thing as well.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. So this is obviously kind of this is a good example of the PMP initiative where we kind of take the learnings from multiple samples and learnings of the open source initiatives and the projects which we're executing and smashing them together to an understandable, more end-user driven experience.
Yes.
Because this then really truly kind of explains the value of the open source initiative, what we're actually executing.
It really does. Is it just SharePoint, or does it kind of...
So right now, the lookbook templates are right now there only for SharePoint.
Yep.
They have been designed by a SharePoint design team, so the people who are behind of the out-of-the-box experiences as well. So it's a really nice collaboration between MVPs, engineering, and our design team. But we're looking into extending the templates also to team side, because the engine behind of the scenes does support that as well. So you can then have one template, apply that to a tenant, and you'll get team structures, tabs, all of that pointing to a SharePoint. You can do something like this automatically in SharePoint side.
Yeah.
So really cool
I love that. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah. It's consistency, but it looks professional. It's familiar.
Absolutely. And it's not about SharePoint anymore as such. It's all about Office 365, cross-services, and integrating these things together to build really meaningful experiences.
Can I make my own templates?
You can make your own templates as well, yes. You can actually extract templates from the live sites, you can modify them, and then package them out.
Right, so I can rebrand, I can do like a company thing.
You can do... Think about pre-sales initiatives. If you have a pre-sales gig tomorrow for a customer, you need to impress them.
Wow, yes.
You can easily do that.
Yes. That's a really good idea.
Yep.
I'm doing that. Yeah. That's really cool. And yes, that's kind of amazing, actually. I think that's going to have such a positive impact.
And all of the obviously all of the things what we see behind of this portal and many of the other initiatives what we have. There's this like I said, reusable controls, is React controls. There's the PMP PowerShell as 400 commandlets available, built by the community to manage SharePoint more efficiently than the out-of-the-box PowerShell. So there's out-of-the-box PowerShell always has resourcing challenges, but community is basically endless. The open source way of working is just limitless resources.
Yes, absolutely. And you were recently awarded internally at Microsoft?
Yeah, so internally we got a kind of a reference award. Basically they said that the way we engage with community, we truly have a virtual organization, super active team. We meet on multiple days in a week, virtually, not physically. But that was kind of awarded as a reference model to engage with a development community, community in general in Microsoft. So we got a award from the Microsoft 365 organization level, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so some of these kind of resources, you said earlier about doing like a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of videos, and like community calls and things like that. Where do I go, like if I have questions? And
so this is why actually remember this address, which we don't have a slide or anything, which is a good point, is akms/sppmp. And that's going to redirect you to our community pages where we have then more details around the YouTube videos, our community calls, open source projects, and all of that. It is part of our official SharePoint documentation, and that links to all of the additional details. So akms/sppmp.
Okay, and the community calls as well, is that?
Community calls, community calls details are available on that page as well. We do have 2 bi-weekly community calls, so basically every single Thursday we have a community call, but slightly different topics, and then a monthly community call as well, where we concentrate more on engineering telling stuff. But typical community call consists on update from the Microsoft side, all of the news and all of that, and then updates on the open source projects, and then community demos, because community is
from the community,
from
the other
community
way, right?
to the community.
That's nice.
And then those videos are getting recorded and published out from our YouTube channel.
Okay, so that's a thing folks should definitely get involved in, I think.
Absolutely.
Go start with maybe just start listening to the community calls and then like get involved, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You always need more people.
Absolutely. And we love our MVP and non-MVP community as well. So if anybody is welcome to do those demos, we want to embrace this way of working together rather than being an engineer and the outside.
Got
so
it.
Not at all.
Got it. Thanks so much for being here, Vesa. And thanks to everyone watching today. We really, really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.